Pastor Alex, not the only member of the clergy rocked by Brexie's death. Tucker Missionary Baptist Church sits right across the street from where the shooting happened. Joining us now is Pastor Decarto Draper from Tucker Missionary. Reverend, thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
What a tough couple of days. How are you processing Brexie's death, especially such a tragedy happening right across the street from your church?
It's hard to process because, first of all, you know, she's 11 years old, and it's tough enough when death happens to someone of any age, but seeing that she's 11 and an innocent bystander in this community in which she felt safe, you know, and it felt as if, you know, her life was just taken away from us because of senseless and classless violence that is infiltrating our communities. And so processing it as a pastor, you begin to ask, what more can you and your congregation do to make a difference in the community in which the church resides?
And what do you see or sense on the streets and the neighborhoods right around your church? Is it that inconceivable something like that could have happened right there? Now
it's going to be sad what I'm about to say, but not really, because of the fact just a few months ago or maybe a year ago, the young men were killed down the street across from King School as well. And so violence is becoming a norm in these communities, and not just this community. When I say communities, I'm talking about Syracuse. As much as our violent crimes could be possibly down, as far as homicides, the shooting, the senseless shooting is running rampant in our neighborhood, and they're just, the old adage, bullets don't have a name. So this community has been rocked. I have parishioners, I have families that live over in that housing community. And I mean, from 2 years old to 94 years old. And, you know, so now that community is almost like a concentration camp or a prison. You know, your house becomes your prison again. And so it's a sad commentary. You're watching the trauma unveiled to children that has to go across the street to King School. You watch how parents have to now monitor their kids outside, and more than anything, you're just watching a family try to process and deal with this grief of a sudden death of someone who was near and dear to that family.
I want you to talk about what your church is doing tonight. You're hosting Pray for Our Community, a call for oneness. 6 o'clock, coming right up, right at the church. Why did you organize this? Who's welcome?
Normally it's our Bible study night here at TMBC, but I just felt that in us being sensitive to the fact of what has happened in our community. Our church is a community church, been in this community a long time, getting ready to celebrate 69 years on Sunday as a church in this community. And so we just thought that it was in the best interest of this community. It's not about, and I want to be clear, it's not about Tucker Missionary Baptist Church, for there are several great churches in this community. Within half a block, you have Gospel Temple. Within 2 blocks, you have Belgrove. So it's not about us pushing Tucker Church. It's about us coming together to pray specifically for this community. And when I say community, again, I'm talking about Syracuse, Onondaga County, but especially this family who has lost such a dear and precious gift, that, you know, our belief and our faith tells us that our help comes from God. And so we want to rally around their family in this community, and almost to say that, you know, enough is enough. We need to really take a stand as people of faith to say that we will not allow this to continue to happen in our communities in which our parishioners live.
Got about 30 seconds left. What would you like to say to the people responsible for her death?
I just simply say, you know, put yourself in this family's shoes. I said earlier to another group of people that it's different until the knock comes to your door. And so I'm asking you on behalf of this family, on behalf of this community, to turn yourself in. If you know something, say something. These people are grieving and it's hurting, and they won't really be able to heal and beginning to heal, as this will never be a place of spot of healing, but it will be more tolerable if they know what has happened and who did it. And so it is our prayer that the person who is responsible, the group of people that's responsible, will yet come forth, and somebody who may know will come forth and help our Syracuse police solve this case so that this little girl can have justice.
Pastor Draper, powerful words. Thank you for joining us. And his event comes up 6 o'clock. Everyone is welcome. Tucker Missionary Baptist Church. Thank you.